Would you be open to a plea bargain?
Well, it's not up to me. It's up to Mr. Combs, and I don't see it happening.
Why?
Because he believes he's innocent. He believes he's innocent. And what's more, he believes that he needs to stand up, not just for himself, for his family, and for everybody who's been targeted by the federal government.
Let me show you this clip of LeBron James speaking about how much he loves a Diddy party.
Hey, everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
Yeah.
Ain't no party like a Diddy party. And so where is LeBron James, who has elected himself the mayor of speaking out when nobody cares to hear his opinion? Because if you're telling me that you use your platform to speak out when there are Black victims, there sure as hell seems to be a lot of them when it comes to Diddy. Is it plausible that the reason that LeBron James is opting to be so quiet is because when he read that lawsuit and realized that Diddy had cameras everywhere, unbeknownst to his party goers at these freak-offs, is it plausible that he's got LeBron James doing something that he wouldn't want made public? I don't know. I'm just asking questions. I'm just asking for the king to use his platform to speak to us peasants. And that's all I'm saying about that.
Tonight, Sean Combs makes it official. He's rejecting the government's offer to plead guilty and spare himself the possibility of a prolonged term in prison. When asked if he turned down the offer, Combs answered, "Yes, I do, Your Honor," as he stood in a baggy beige jail uniform. Terms were not disclosed, but prosecutors did say a plea could result in a shorter sentence for Combs than if he's convicted.
Back up a little bit, please.
How can you support your father? How do you support him moving forward?
Oh, that's LeBron. That's LeBron. Oh, man. That's LeBron having the time of his life. He's having the time of his life in the offseason.
Everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah.
Isn't that, to my mind, that's one of the bigger hurdles in selecting a jury this coming week, is that there is, at least anecdotally, and when I talk to people, they have that opinion, strongly held opinion, that there's celebrity tapes, that they've kind of conflated Epstein, and you mentioned Ghislaine Maxwell and all of these things into Diddy. There's this idea that somehow this is Epstein redux or something.
What happens is if people go into a trial believing the firepower on the prosecution is so strong, I mean, let's say on a scale of 1 to 100, it's a 95, that it's so strong, but it goes down to an 88. That helps the defense because everybody goes in thinking, wow, they're going to prove this, and they're going to prove this, and they're going to prove this, and all of a sudden, none of it's there. I think that actually helps the defense.
One thing that really stands out that she says is that at one point, Diddy had a knife inside her mouth and then says, "I'm going to give you a Glasgow smile," which is, slitting someone's cheeks. But he's warned against it by a member of his team, saying Diddy's associates would prefer it if she, referring to Ashley, looked normal. She also says that they said to her they could ship her off and sell her to anyone in the world and she'd never be seen again by her parents or loved ones. Now, Ashley did make a police report in 2018 at the time of the alleged incident, and the Contra Costa Sheriff's Department confirmed her report was thoroughly investigated and it was determined the claims were unfounded.
I think also the silence of certain individuals like LeBron James is quite deafening. A person who claims to care so much about Black life, Black Lives Matter, on the ground, taking a kneel. Okay, that's fine. But now you have a friend of yours who has been on camera beating a Black woman, okay? okay? You said nothing when that happened. You also know that you have various Black people speaking out about how they were abused by him, and you have said nothing. So I don't like the hypocrisy behind that. It might be a good time to use your platform. I'm calling out the hypocrisy and the double standard of that. If LeBron James had kept his mouth shut on every other issue and said nothing, I wouldn't be like, hey, why is LeBron James being quiet on this issue? I'd say he doesn't typically weigh in on anything, so it wouldn't make sense to put pressure on him to do it. It's the exact opposite. I'm saying keep the exact same energy that you have had on every other Black issue when it comes to your door and it pertains to a friend of yours that you were partying with. I think that's pretty sensible.
Mr. Combs feels A, he's innocent, which is why he's not going to plead guilty. B, he's going to be truthful about this case because he wants to portray that to the people who have loved him his whole life. And I think he also feels an obligation to people in general. Maybe it's Black people, maybe it's white people, maybe it's anybody who's ever felt aggrieved and targeted by the government. He feels an obligation to those people to say, you know what, maybe I can break the model. Maybe I can show the world that a Black man can win, in federal court. And I think he probably is the only person I know of who might be able to actually accomplish that.
Welcome back to Live Now from Fox. Our next story takes us out to the Big Apple as Sean Diddy Combs will be back in court today for day 2 of his trafficking and racketeering trial. Jury selection is set to resume with 19 jurors from the first day's pool moving on to the next stage. Fox 5 New York's Briella Tomasetti joins us live this morning outside the courthouse in Lower Manhattan with the very latest details. A lot of eyes on this case, Briella. Good morning.
Gina, good morning to you. And I can tell you this, it's expected to be another busy day at court. As a reminder, yesterday, potential jurors were given a brief explanation of the charges. The judge also told them that the defendant is presumed innocent until proven guilty.
Elaborate, sometimes days-long parties by coercing victims through drugs, threats, and manipulation. They claim to have video evidence, and some of the accusations echo details from over 70 civil lawsuits filed against Combs over the last 30 years.
Panda is a secret code for a certain thing. And so when it comes down to that certain thing, what it is you basically have a certain nerve in your rectum, and if you touch that nerve, you can turn a person into an animal. You can turn a person into whatever you want them to be if you just hold them down.
Everyone knew he was the devil. He's been the devil for 30 years. He's been covered and protected by not only Clive Davis, but Lucian Grange. He was selected to be the demon that he is, to keep the culture in line so the industry could continue to reap it for all of its precious jewels. We have too many lost. The list of lost is ridiculous, and everyone knows Diddy was selected for this job. He's the Judas.
Do you still think that, because there is this public perception, that there are celebrity tapes involved in this case?
No.
Do you still think that there are minors involved in this case?
I'm certain no.
Okay.
And again, when you say this case, we're talking the criminal case.
The criminal case.
In the
correct.
criminal,
I know that.
In the criminal case, no.
Music mogul Sean Diddy Combs back behind bars. A magistrate judge denying him bail, saying that there were no conditions that she could conceive of that would make her confident that he would appear again for other court appearances. The judge saying, my concern is this is a crime that happens behind closed doors.
At trial, Combs will ditch the jail garb and wear ordinary clothes. As his lawyers argue, the evidence shows consenting adults being intimate in their own way.
This is going to be such a massive trial, like maybe the biggest Hollywood trial. God knows which way it's going to go. Is it going to go on for weeks? And
for sure, weeks.
The last hearing before Sean Combs' trial starts, when he walked into federal court today, he appeared to be looking for his family. They've pretty much been at all of the hearings that I've been to, but there was no presence of his sons or his mother or his sister who had previously been at those hearings.
Now, as far as jury selection goes, I think the biggest takeaway for me is that
Both sides expect to have all of this done in the matter of 3 days. Now, given just how high profile this trial is, I was kind of stunned that they seem very confident that they will be able to seat a jury in that amount of time.
We have the latest from federal court in the Sean Combs criminal case. Status of jury selection, what Diddy's going to be wearing, violation of a gag order, rejecting a plea offer.
Diddy's lawyers had argued that he had made good faith efforts by showing up in New York, ready to surrender to face these charges, but prosecutors said that he could not be trusted, that he has a history of trying to intimidate witnesses, including some who are going to be witnesses in this case. They urged the judge to remand him.
The decision guarantees Combs will face trial beginning just 4 days from now that will test whether one of music's most prolific figures used his power, wealth, and fame to exploit both women and men for decades.
Major developments tonight involving the case against Sean Diddy Combs, what he decided in court today, and what this now means, the move coming just 4 days before his trial is set to begin. Here's Aaron Katursky.
Wow, you guys, if you thought it couldn't get any worse, it actually does. Diddy's being hit with another SA lawsuit, but this time from a former male employee. And he's saying that Diddy would touch him inappropriately.
What made you come here to support Puff?
I'm supporting Puff because he's innocent, and I'm wholeheartedly believing his innocence, and I know he's innocent. So,
Well, you said you know he's innocent.
1,000%.
He knows the deck is stacked against him. They've got a ton of evidence. Take the plea deal, dude. Just take it.
Well, my guess is that because we don't know the deal of the plea deal. At least I don't think we do.
True.
Okay.
We made love. We made love.
Who you made love with?
Diddy, Bow Wow, Busta Rhymes.
You that? Yes, TD Jakes is Kim Porter. So you tell me what they was doing. I'm not going to express how I feel about that because I don't.
Well, Bill and Sade, accepting a plea agreement would mean that Sean Combs would have to admit to trafficking and force. And today he made it very clear that was not going to happen. Diddy maintained all along these encounters involved consenting adults and plans to take his chances that a jury agrees.
She did, and when the judge did, Diddy, who was sitting at the defense table with his attorneys, did not show any signs of emotion. He took a sip of water before he was led out of the courtroom by the U.S. Marshals. Now, his lawyers have vowed to fight this. They are going to be back in court on Wednesday before the judge who will oversee this trial and try to get Diddy to be released.
Diddy's team said Mr. Combs was nowhere near Orinda, California on the day that she claimed she was assaulted. There's no evidence that Mr. Combs was ever even in the same room as the alleged victim. She's completely unbelievable, and no sane person who views the evidence will credit her story.
Oh my gosh, you GUIS, have you heard the craziest news about LeBron James right now? Like, this is not just some basic gossip. It's a full-on legal drama mixed with secret footage, federal investigations, and even his sneaker deals might be in trouble. I'm literally hyperventilating because insiders are saying this leak could mess with his whole empire, from basketball to Hollywood, and I've got all the deets. Let me break it down. So okay, first off, LeBron's legal squad is apparently working 2 angles to handle this mess. Track 1 is all about playing detective. They're trying to find out who leaked this video. Rumor has it, there's like a tiny digital watermark in the corner of the clip, right? Experts say it's barely visible, but it matches this super expensive camera model that's only rented from these fancy schmancy production companies in LA. So they're digging through rental records to see who checked out that camera around the time of the party. Like, imagine being the person who signed that receipt. They're so busted if they find them. Track 2 is all about damage control. His lawyers are sending out threatening letters, allegedly sending letters to everyone, gossip sites, YouTube channels, even random bloggers, basically saying delete this or we'll sue your pants off. They're citing privacy laws and stuff about how people at the party probably signed NDAs. But get this, a lawyer who's been through this before says once something's online, it's like trying to shove toothpaste back in the tube. Good luck with that, but wait, it gets juicier. There's this federal tax investigation going on about celebs hiding money, and guess what? They're suddenly looking into fancy parties where rich people talk about investments and offshore accounts. LeBron's name isn't on any official papers yet, but the timing matches the leaked video. If that footage has audio of someone chatting about like shady money stuff, oh honey, the FEDS could come knocking for his texts, emails, everything. His team's stuck between shutting down the leak and not drawing more attention from investigators. Talk about a lose-lose. Meanwhile, TV networks are freaking out. Producers are making backup plans in case advertisers get scared off by the drama. One sports channel has already edited together clips of past athlete scandals to compare, like side-by-side footage of LeBron and I don't know, Tiger Woods or whatever. And YouTube, oh my gosh, every commentary channel is salivating. They're making these clickbaity thumbnails with LeBron's face looking shocked next to blurry party pics. Someone crunched the numbers and said those thumbnails could get 20% more views. 20%? So even if they've got nothing new, they'll just talk in circles to keep the algorithm happy. The Cavaliers are low-key panicking too. They've got staff monitoring LeBron's sleep schedule and how much he's joking around in the locker room. Teammates say he's been kinda snippy lately, and he switched his pre-game playlist from hype music to, like, chill lo-fi beats. Seems small, but in the NBA, they'll analyze a player's serial choice if it means predicting a slump. Silicon Valley investors are side-eyeing his media projects now. LeBron's production company, SpringHill, runs on VC money and those rich tech folks hate drama. Rumor is they might add stricter "don't embarrass us" clauses in future deals. That could trickle down to other athlete-owned brands too, like, imagine a TikTok star losing funding because they got caught lip-syncing badly. The whiplash in the media is wild. A month ago, everyone was praising LeBron for opening schools and giving scholarships. Now it's all where was he at 2 a.m.? And who's the mystery person in the background? The lesson here, fame's a fickle beast. The NBA's crisis team is gaming out scenarios. Best case, they prove the video was edited, force retractions, and it blows over. Worst case, more footage drops showing like a secret room or whatever and the league has to investigate. Cue the awkward meetings with commissioners and lawyers. And culturally, people are debating if LeBron's allowed to have a private life. Scholars are like, fans want him to be a hero 24/7 but he's human. But try telling that to Twitter stans dissecting his every cufflink adjustment. Journalists are stuck between fact-checking and getting scooped. Forensic experts need days to verify if the video's real, but gossip sites don't care, they'll post now and ask questions later. Sports bettors are obsessed. Odds on LeBron's next game stats are bouncing like a ping-pong ball because people think stress will mess with his game. Gambling regulators are low-key sweating, but so far, no cheating, just chaos. Brands are having meltdowns. A soda company prepped ads with LeBron on a beach, but now they're frantically editing in a rookie instead. That's costing thousands overnight. Social media teams have 2 timelines ready, one if the scandal dies, one if it explodes. The stress, LeBron's inner circle is rethinking everything, like maybe don't trust randoms at charity events. They're even doing mock drills for if the video drops right before a big game. Therapists are telling him to meditate, but good luck staying zen during playoffs. Cultural critics are writing theses on celebrity privacy. Back in my day, paparazzi used film, versus now, where a single Snapchat can ruin you. Congress is suddenly interested in privacy laws because of this leak. Tech lobbyists are shaking, they don't want new rules messing with their apps. Crypto's involved too. The leaked video might have been auctioned using Bitcoin, and analysts are tracing blockchain stuff. If money changed hands illegally, LeBron's lawyers could sue for damages. The Clippers are tightening security at games because photographers want to sneak pics of LeBron looking stressed. Akron's I Promise School is worried the scandal will overshadow their new STEM lab. A museum exhibit about LeBron's charity work might get delayed because people could misinterpret old family videos. Deepfakes are making it worse. Fake clips of LeBron partying are everywhere, and nobody knows what's real anymore. Sneakerheads are debating if his next shoe drop will flop or become a collector's item. The Players Union is fighting over privacy workshops versus just be careful who you invite to parties. Media lawyers are sweating bullets if they call a club exclusive. Could that imply something shady? LeBron's team might sue for defamation. And the camera that filmed everything, it auto-connected to Wi-Fi, so digital detectives might find who used it via router logs. Sociologists say fans feel betrayed, like LeBron's their BFF who lied. Haters are like, see, told you he's fake. Every tiny detail, like him fixing his hair, gets overanalyzed. It's a mess, y'all. All right, guys, follow me for more of the latest gossip.